Welcome, everyone, to episode 2 of Henry Unfiltered. This is a live commercial real estate podcast where we blend pitching, investment deals, and comedy. I'm your host, obviously, Henry Eisenstein, and thank you for tuning in tonight. Today's actually going to just be me. We're going to have a freaking amazing time today. We're going to be jumping into just a few things momentarily. So to kick things off tonight, let's break down how the show works. So our Zoom room is filled and will continue to be filled with more and more people, individuals who will be volunteering to pitch their deals live. And for those of you who are interested in pitching your deals live tonight, this is going to be your cue to raise your virtual hand right now to pitch your deals, because you will only be pitched if you have not only your camera on, but your hand also must be raised. Individuals will have 60 seconds to pitch their deal, and you will know their time is up when I say time. Today's guests, specifically me, all right, or I will evaluate the deal because it's only going to be me tonight. I will evaluate the deal based on the information provided, and then based on the quality of the deal, my guest and I will support them in selling the property or getting them as far away from the property as possible, because the property that does not make you money, you should stop spending time on it. And then we'll take some time to interview them and, of course, have a ton of freaking fun in the meantime. Lastly, we have a quick disclaimer. By participating in today's show, all individuals pitching confirm that they have the necessary permissions to share their information about their deals. They also agree to voluntarily participate in lighthearted commentary or jokes made during the show, and acknowledge that any actions taken by viewers based on the information presented are their own responsibility and do not involve or implicate the show or its creators. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, let's kick off the show. A few things I'd like to do as we're getting started here tonight is that for those of you who are tuning in on YouTube, because we have a lot of people who are also tuning in, this is going to be for agents all over the country, investors all over the country, right? This is for agents, investors, wholesalers, anybody who maybe even does this part-time, who has investment deals that they want to practice pitching. So what we're going to be able to do here today is that if you're interested in pitching your deal, please raise your virtual hand and come on camera. And we're obviously going to be jumping into a few people tonight who are going to be pitching the deals. And in the meantime, I have a few deals that we're going to be talking about. So cool thing about this show is that not only are we going to be supporting those of you who have deals and supporting you and not only getting your word out about your deal, right, helping you present the idea of your deal. So if you need support selling your deal, you're going to have plenty of people who are watching this here today. But you're also going to be interviewed afterwards, right? So we're going to be interviewing you, understand exactly what market you're based in and how our community can best support you, and get in touch with you if we happen to have buyers. But you're going to learn how the process of pitching deals, because a lot of us here are only going to have so much time to pitch deals. You're only going to have 60 seconds here. And in the real life, when you're calling up a buyer to pitch their deal, you might not have a ton of time in order to get your information across, right? So the whole purpose of this is to learn how to be dialed, learn how to have all that information baked into one 60-second period of time where you're not just rambling on and on and on. And you can get straight to the point. This way, your investors know very quickly, is this going to be something I want to invest in, or is this something that's just going to be an absolute waste of time? So if you can, for any of you guys here in the audience tonight who are here with me on Zoom, who here would like to pitch a deal? Who wants to raise their virtual hand and go first? Who wants to be our first victim of the night? People are commenting down below. On YouTube right now. Are you only a broker? Or do you also do PE? I'm guessing you do personal real estate investment ownership as well. Yes, I also own and operate investment deals as well. Obviously, we're looking to buy as many investment deals as possible that make sense. So, all right, Trevor, you are ready, willing, and to be our first victim tonight. Let me bring you on here. Hold on one second. Let's add you as a pin. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you, Trevor. I'm going to give you your 60 seconds in just one moment. Let me get my timer right, and your time starts now.
Awesome. So here we have an 18-unit multifamily property in Somerset County, New Jersey. Currently, there's 1 3-bedroom unit, 8 2-bedroom units, 7 1-bedroom units, and 2 studios. As it currently stands, there's 3 Section 8 tenants with 2 vacancies. Of the 2 vacancies, there's one bedroom and 1 2-bedroom vacant, with $350,000 annual gross income, $88,000 in expenses, brings you to a 262 NOI, with potential development of 24 additional units, not fully approved, but the plans are drawn of 23-bed, 2 baths, and 4 2-bed, 2 baths, with 9 units allocated to affordable housing to comply with township regulations.
We all done?
Yep.
Okay, 52 seconds. Nice. All right, for those of you in the audience and here, those of you who are on YouTube, let's give Trevor a rating. Rate Trevor on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you think he did? Write it in the chat box down below. Write it on YouTube, wherever you can write down your numbers, put it down in the chat. Trevor, how do you think you did?
I think I was efficient on time. I mean, with only a minute, you got to make sure you get your point across. I feel like I got all the necessary details that an investor might look for and kept it prompt.
Okay, awesome. I appreciate that. Let's dive into a few things here. So a few things you had mentioned was that it was 18 units in South Jersey. Obviously, you got a mixed unit count, 3-bed, 2-bed, 1-beds and studios. You got 24 units that could be to be built. I don't know if that's fully approved.
Not fully. Plans are drawn up, but not fully approved.
Got it. Okay. And what about the magic number? I did not hear a price.
Asking price of $4.5 million.
$4.5 million. Okay, let's talk about this. $4.5 million. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what we have, just to recap this again, 18 units, mixed unit count. Okay, gross is $350,000. NOI is $262,000, and they want $4.5 million. So if we do some quick math, what's this cap rate real fast? This is like sub 6. Looks like a 5 and change.
Yep, 5.7, 5.8, around there.
Okay, got it. 5.7, 5.8 cap. Okay. Well, okay, let's talk about this real fast. So what I'm hearing is, because the first thing I'm always going to do is, number one, it's going to be 100% contingent upon the 24 units being approved. Is the seller aware of that?
Yes. He's been stubborn with it in the past, but he's aware that most buyers will want a contingency, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. So most of us are obviously going to want a contingency for sure. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to break this apart here and see exactly what I would even pay just for the 18 units by itself. Okay. So if we just look at the 18 units by itself, how much are we going to pay for this? Well, we're making $262,000 net. Let's just say that we'd probably pay, all day long a 10 cap. So that's like 2.6. We'd probably pay as much as maybe even an 8 cap, which would be what? What's an 8 cap on 2.6? It's probably like 3.4, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, cool. So we're going to pay, let's just say we'd pay about $3 million roughly for the 18 units. Then we have $1.5 million for the 24 units. So what we're going to do here, I'm actually going to pull up a screen real quick for myself to make this a little bit easier. Give me 1 minute. So we got 1.5 million left just for the dirt, which is 24 units. 1.5 million divided by 24 units. What do you get, Trevor?
Should be 50.
You can use your phone. It's okay. I'm imagining you're going to use your phone.
Gotcha.
What do we get?
62.5.
62.5. So they want 3 million for the 18 units, which I believe is fair. Okay. Which, again, we want to be substantially below. Where is this located again? What town?
Franklin Park, New Jersey.
Okay, got it. So we're in Franklin Park. Okay, cool. So I'd probably pay about 3 million for that, no problem. Franklin Park, honestly, you could probably pay as high as maybe even 180 a door. So I might be as high as like 3.4 million for the 18 units. And then the dirt. Let's talk about the dirt. So the dirt now, if we're going to pay 3.4, because I didn't hear where the location. I thought this was South Jersey. I actually wrote down South Jersey. But for this area, that means we're only paying $1.1 million for the land, and maybe even close to $1 million for that. This deal actually could start making some sense here. I'm actually, start interested because like the 24 units in this location is going to probably cost us 200 to 225 a door. I think I'd probably be somewhere between 3.5 and $4 million for this. This way I can look at it as like, I'm paying 3.4, maybe 3.5 for the 18 units. So I know my 8, because like when I see these types of deals, Trevor, what I see is ideally I want to be making money right away. I don't want to be like, the dirt is a plus, right? And maybe I'll pay $10,000 to $20,000 a door for the new construction, right? But that's a plus. It's not, something I'm going to pay for upfront. So my number is probably going to be in the mid threes. What kind of offers are you getting on this deal?
We've had a handful of offers between 3.5, 3.8. Seller's been kind of stubborn, wants north of 4 for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, that's definitely a good ballpark range.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, listen, if you need another offer, we can submit something at 3.5. If you're getting offers at around 4 million, I definitely think the seller should be taking it. especially if anything comes in cash or anything like that. I love it. So, Trevor, I actually, you know what I'm going to say? I'm going to say I like this deal, actually. I mean, obviously, depending on how motivated, I don't like it at 4.5 million at all. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like it at all at 4.5. If you're in the mid threes, I think this deal starts being something that's very, very, very interesting for sure. Obviously, depending on capital expenditures. What kind of capex do you see this as?
Um, with current vacancies already in place, I mean, I feel like you can get away with maybe like 7, 8%.
Okay, 7 or 8% in regards to what?
Like the total revenue there for capex.
Oh, 7 or 8% for capex. Okay, so you're saying you need to make maybe 25 to 30K a year?
To save for reserves, you're saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to wonder like how many units do I need to gut renovate the day I buy it? That's what I'm
No.
wondering.
So he converted at least half of them. I feel like as far as allocations go, you might want to save at least 75 to 100,000.
Okay,
Okay.
75 to 100. All right, so let's just say it's 100 grand. Let's just use that as the number right now. I'm just trying to pull up a possibility here of learning some. I'm going to like apartments.com and trying to see some comps to see where we can be at. So I definitely see this as right now. My number is going to be around the 3.5 mark. If you know, again, that's where I'd be if he's not budging off of the 4.5. I'd say leave him in the dust. But I'd say anything, you know, the 3.5 range or anything. If he's willing to ballpark, you know, if he's willing to make a deal there, I think that makes sense. Obviously, if you're getting offers above that, I tell the seller to take it all day long, run for the hills. Cool, Trevor. Thank you for pitching the deal. I appreciate that. Let's dive into some of the interviews. So, tell me, how long you been in the business?
About 9 months now. I started in February of 2024.
Okay, and how is it going so far?
Great. I mean, I feel like I'm exceeding expectations for where I thought I'd be at. Honestly, I didn't think in my career, at my point in my career, I'd be where I'm at so fast. I'm learning every day. I have a great team around me, and I'm just excited to keep learning.
I love it. I love it. And you're based out of where? You're based out of Jersey?
Yep, South Jersey, born and raised in Hamilton. Living in Williamstown now. Offices in Jackson, but
So
work.
as somebody who grew up in central New Jersey who thought South Jersey was a load of crap, does it live up to the name or is it nicer than we were expecting?
I would say it's nicer than expecting. I mean, we get a lot of
Okay.
comments, obviously, from being so different from Central and North Jersey, but we got a lot of hidden gems down here.
Okay, I can respect that. I can respect that. By the way, your beard is fucking amazing. I am so jealous. I feel like I can't fucking grow in a major beard. It actually pisses me off seeing that you have a nice beard.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm very fucking jealous. Tell me, before real estate, what were you doing?
I was a server at a steakhouse for a long time, and I was selling beef jerky with my dad. Me and we had a ground up company that we built locally, and kind of just expanded from there. I knew I wanted to get into sales, and kind of ended up here on this great team that I found.
That's awesome. I love it. And do you only focus on multifamily or do you do other asset classes?
I don't specialize in any one certain asset class. Kind of just look for whatever my clients are looking for at the time. I mean, I have a handful of well-vetted clients that we work directly with on our team, so we're always looking for new opportunities, no matter what asset class.
Okay, I love it. I love it. What do you feel like was the biggest mistake you made in the industry so far? Biggest mistake?
Not joining soon enough. I mean, I'm 25, and I feel like I've been wanting to do this since I was fresh out of high
I was
school.
gonna say you look like you're 42, but 25. Geez, can we rate in the chat like in the chat box down below? Can we rate your beard? I want everyone to rate Trevor's beard. I want to know like what does everybody think about it? I'm giving it a 10 out of 10. But continue. I'll let you continue. I
Yeah,
want to see what people think.
much appreciated. Yeah, I mean, I just wish I joined sooner. I honestly got cold feet coming out of high school, not thinking I would be able to make the progress that I've made in this past year. And if I would have known what I know now, obviously would have joined fresh out of high school and just started sooner.
But you got in the jerky business, you know?
Yeah, that was an interesting turn of events.
What's the name? What's the name of the company?
Jersey Boys Jerky.
Jersey Boys Jerky. Do you ship all over the country?
Yeah, we do online sales. JerseyBoysJerky.com. We got 4 flavors, lots of trail mix too, stuff like that.
I love it.
Novelty
I love it.
snacks.
By the way, you are getting 10 out of 10s or higher for the beard. I'm just letting you know that.
Awesome. Appreciate it, guys.
I fucking love it. Okay, so when you're not, you know, selling real estate, what are you doing?
Honestly, just watching sports. Really, I mean, I like to consume knowledge in my off time. So
I'm
I'll
guessing you're an Eagles fan.
yes, I am South Jersey, Philadelphia, everything.
So I just love how anybody in South Jersey just completely forgets that they live in fucking New Jersey, and they just go vote, rooting for a team across state lines. Like, what the fuck is that?
It's closer to us, and there's a different brotherhood down here. So
I know, but it's like you don't just fucking do that, Like,
I hear you. But yeah, no, I mean, I watch sports a lot. Obviously, like to consume knowledge in my off time too. I've been trying to read a little bit more, just to get more well versed into the industry. So
okay, you said you like to read a lot. What's your favorite book you've read recently?
not a ton, but definitely
What does
recently,
not a ton mean?
just in my free time, whenever I get free time. I've been reading King of Capital recently. Good
King
book.
Capital.
Yep, just started it. With
Okay.
the Rise and Fall of Blackstone.
Okay. Yeah,
More of
there's
a
actually a
biography.
biography actually of Stephen Schwartzman. Fantastic fucking book, by the way. I would read that one.
No spoilers. Yeah, I'm not
No, I'm not saying King Capital. I'm
done
saying
yet.
a different book. Yeah, I would go read Stephen
Oh, okay.
Schwartzman's biography. It's a great fucking book. I don't
Gotcha.
know, they just name it Stephen Schwartz. I don't think maybe they named it Schwartzman. But anyways, you just go look it up. Great book. King Capital. What have you learned so far from King Capital?
Just honestly learning like about the behind of the scenes of what really goes on in these larger corporations like private equity firms, stuff like that. Just seeing the behind the scenes really opens up your eyes on real estate as a whole. So it's definitely intriguing.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. I mean, obviously one of the greatest investment companies of all time, arguably. Love to see it, man. Well, listen, I'm just curious, for everyone else to hear, if they want to get in touch with you, if you can, drop us, how can people get in touch with you, follow you, get to know who you are?
I'm currently not on social media yet. Definitely a goal of mine by the end of the year. Just get
What
more
the
out there.
fuck?
Yeah, I know. LinkedIn, social media, stuff like that. I want to start creating my brand more.
I
But
don't
I'll
know
drop
whether to
you
be
an
so
email.
proud of you or to be absolutely, I'm just like bamboozled. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, I honestly deleted it in high school and haven't looked back, but kind of need it for the
Okay.
branding purposes at this point.
All
Um,
right. So
I'll
then how can
drop,
people get in touch with you?
I'll drop my email down below. But it's Trevor, NJRE at gmail.com if anyone's listening.
Trevor NJRE at Gmail.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on today, Trevor. You're a freaking mensch. I appreciate you a lot. Hope people reach out to you. This is a great deal. Best of luck selling it. I know you said you had a couple offers on it, so I hope you get that locked up. That'd be awesome.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
Thanks. Yeah, of course. Thank you. Who is next? Who else would like to jump on today, pitch a deal? Who wants to raise their virtual hand? You must also be on camera. Who would like to jump on in? By the way, let's also give Trevor a round of applause. This is how we do a round of applause, by the way, on Zoom. So that's how I do it. You just shake your fucking hands. Done a lot of Zoom trainings and shit like that, so that's how we do it. Does anybody else want to pitch a deal tonight? Who wants to pitch a deal tonight? Raise your virtual hand. Come off mute. Who wants to go? Don't be fucking shy. I promise I'll be kind. Who feels like jumping in the dragon's lair? All right, we got Chris who wants to jump on in. It looks super dark. It looks like you live in a cave. Oh, okay, you're out in the light. Here, hold on. We're going to have you jump on. Are we good to go? Can you give me a thumbs up? You feel like you're good to go? Yeah? All right, hold on. We're going to ask you to unmute.
What's going on, Henry?
What's up, Chris? How we doing?
All right.
All right, hold on one second. Let me start up
mhm.
this timer before you start going. Hold on. And your time starts now.
Okay, I have a retail building in the state of Missouri and off of in Lake Ozark. It's a 13,000 square 500 square foot building. They're grossing triple net leases, grossing $182,000 a year, and that's pretty much it. He didn't give me a price though. That's the only thing.
Okay, 24 fucking seconds. Holy shit. We have the fastest pitch in history of the show. Okay, all I heard so far was that it was retail, Missouri, 13,500 feet, $182,000 gross.
Yes.
All right, fuck yeah. So, all right, everyone drop in the comment section down below, chat below. How did let's rate Chris, scale of 1 to 10. Rate him down below, put in the chat.
Please be
Chris, how
brutal.
did you think you did?
I think I could have done better and slow down. And maybe provide more detail of the deal.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like all that's pretty fucking accurate. I love it. Also, besides, like, I mean, look, I guess we got the basics. I mean, I don't know if you know how many tenants are making up this building. Is it single tenant, multi-tenant? What is it?
So there's three tenants there that take up the whole space. One's a Berkshire Hathaway realtor spot. Another one's an architect.
On how many tenants?
Three.
Three tenants. Okay, got it. And was that triple net or is it gross or
Triple net. Triple net.
182 triple net?
182,
Okay.
217.
Yeah, we don't care
Exactly.
about the decimal points.
Yeah.
We're gonna round today. All right, so 182. Just for the purposes of the show, we're gonna round because I'm not gonna do multiplication on decimal points here.
Yeah, of course.
But retail, middle Missouri. I'm not a super well versed guy in Missouri, but we're gonna give it our best fucking shot tonight. He didn't give you a number of what he wants.
No, I asked him, what would bring him to the closing table, and he wasn't sure. He didn't know what the property was worth. I did throw out to him after he gave me the 182. I said, well, would you take 1.8? Just adding a zero essentially to the 182 he gave to me. And he said, no, that's pretty much what I paid for it when I got it. So
Got
he
it.
said he wouldn't do that number. He said it's not even close.
Not even close. Okay, well that makes me really excited to dive into this deal, knowing that we're probably going to overpay for it. Um, so the way I kind of see this here is that we have, a deal which, by the way, you said the tenants, you had a real estate brokerage.
Yeah, so Berkshire Hathaway, there's a architect on the very left corner, and then there's a millwork uh, company, Boone County Millwork is the name of the.
Okay, so a couple things. Number one, I absolutely hate real estate brokerages as
Mm,
tenants. I hate them as
okay.
tenants. I'm not a fan of them as tenants. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of them otherwise, but I do not like them as tenants. I think that too many of them come in and out, especially if they're not corporate backed. If they're corporate backed, fuck it. I mean, we'll take a
Mm,
real estate brokerage of any sort. If it's corporate backed, they have several locations. They can proof of concept. But what I've seen is that the ones that are like not corporate backed, the ones that are just personal guarantees, not that big of a fan. That's one. Architect and millworking, sure, why not? Probably. Honestly, what it sounds like to me is that the real estate's probably a small little office, and the other two are probably much larger. Or even the millworking one is probably the largest. But
You'd be surprised if just looking at it, it looks like the real estate is the largest. It takes up the whole middle
that's
of
even more
the.
terrifying. Okay,
Yeah.
you are making me less and less excited about this deal. Okay, I am getting softer by the moment of this deal. Okay, I this is one of those deals where I'm not exactly thrilled about it in the first place, and you're just like literally trying to talk me out of it. I would have probably said 1 point. I mean, obviously depending on how long the leases are, I probably would have said 1.8 million right off the bat. I mean, obviously, depending on how long the leases are, because if they're like if this real estate company's at like half of market rent and they're locked in for fucking 10 years or more with crazy options at a horrible amount of money, like a very low rent, it's not going to be great. I'm not going to be thrilled about it. So obviously, in order to really know of a true value, we're going to want to know that. Also, the fact that he declined 1.8 and said it's not even close makes me think this guy thinks he's going to get a 5 cap in the middle of Missouri with a bunch of crap tenants. I would like to remind him that this is not a Starbucks. Okay, this
Mm,
is about this is I'd say this is about as valuable as a Rite Aid. Okay,
mm.
that's what I see this as. And Rite Aid is going out of fucking business. Okay, so I would say that I would probably put this as like if he wants anything close to a 6 cap, this guy's already at over $200 a square foot in the middle of Missouri. That just sounds insanely high. So I would be very, very hesitant about that overall. Last but not least, Chris, my last 2 cents here is if you go in at like 2 million, maybe 2.2, and he's not willing to give you any copies of leases or an understanding, right, to make it easier for you to sell it, I'd say you say thank you, have a nice day in the kindest way possible.
Of course.
All right. Chris, thank you for pitching this deal. Let's dive into a little bit more about you. So where are you based out of?
I am from Hoboken, New Jersey, but I currently live in Canada at the moment. But thank God for the internet, I'm able to, still do things virtually.
Got it. Do not have any sort of idea why somebody would want to go to a colder place. That makes no sense to me. Like you're in a freezing cold hellhole of New Jersey and you move north. What the fuck? Guessing for family?
Wife and kids, man. That's
Wife and kids.
yeah, pretty much. Otherwise, I'd be back.
Yeah, I can understand that. I can understand that. How many kids you got?
I have two daughters, 3 and 1.
Oh my goodness. Two daughters. That sounds like
That's
a
right. Yeah, a little bit, but I love them though. So it's if once you become a dad, you kind of find your quote unquote purpose. It's kind of just it's in a snap. You just get it, and yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I get it. I mean, just clarify, when you said you live in Canada, do you live in a cave in Canada? I mean, it just looks dark as fuck over there.
Oh, yeah. I'm in the garage right now.
Oh, the garage. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Got it.
I'll go back in the.
Okay. No, no, no. I mean, it's fine. I just want to make sure you have some heat. I don't know if you
Nah,
have
I'm
some
good.
heat where you are in Canada. You're wearing a jacket. I want to make sure that your kids are okay. Love it. How long you been in the business for?
Well, I've been in real estate in general for 10 years, but mostly on the residential side. Within the last, call it year, I've been on more in the commercial. I felt I decided to grow up and come to the dark side.
Come to the dark side of commercial. Okay, I love that. Cool, man. Well, listen. Curious to get some more gauge. Like when you're not selling real estate, hanging with your girls, what are you doing? What's fun for you?
Fun for me. I'm actually an avid, I love audio books. I'm always trying to learn something new. Um,
You
I'm a
love
big sports
Audible?
guy.
Is that what you said?
Big into yeah, yeah.
Okay. What's
I
what
don't
are
know if
some
am
what
I
are some
losing?
books that
Am
you
I
liked? What
my the late
you're
the
not losing
latest
me.
one?
I am
Oh,
not.
sorry. The latest one I've been going through is the book by Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference.
Okay. Tell us the audience here one thing you've learned so far, or maybe two things.
Um, well, I'm very early in the book, but so
Okay.
far,
So you know the fucking title. That's great. Okay. Give me at least something that you've learned other than the title of the book.
um, just a lot of mirroring, just mirroring people's tones and their um, especially if you're in front of them, how they either they cross their arms or you cross it, too, or so far that's what I've learned from it.
Matching mirroring. Okay, great. So you're gonna mirror while you're cold calling.
It's crazy. I've been using it, um, and I feel like I've gotten through to some people, especially if they are, you can tell that they have a bad attitude. I kind of give it back to them, and for some reason it prolongs the conversation.
For sure.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, look, I think matching mirroring is one of the greatest sales tactics in the ever. Right? I think it's a wonderful sales tactic. I think it's very smart for any salesperson to be utilizing, whether it's in person or over the phone. I think it's wonderful. I really, obviously most of it, obviously when you're cold calling is tonality.
right.
But I love that you picked it up. Anything else you picked up from the book?
That's it for now.
Okay, yeah, I guess we're on page one. That's great. I
Yeah,
would
yeah.
continue. I would continue
I'm in the
reading
table
your
of contents. Yeah.
yeah, the table of contents, chapter one, matching and mirroring. Fucking wonderful. Okay, great. That's awesome. All right, so you said you're into sports. Are you one of those guys who converted to Canada sports where everybody sucks at
Oh,
sports, or have you?
no, no, I wouldn't touch. I don't touch any. I don't know nothing about, and I've just deliberately tried to not learn anything out here. I don't know their politics. I don't know their sports. I just don't really care. Um,
Yep,
I'm
sounds
just
about
here
right.
to just raise my kids and stay alive.
Okay,
Um,
that's fair enough.
but yeah, I'm a big Niners fan. I'm a Mets fan. Recently lost, but we went further than we probably should have. And
Yeah, that's for sure.
yeah, and that's
Love
pretty
it.
much it.
So hold on, wait a second. Before I let you go, you said you're a Niners fan and then a Mets fan, and you live in
Yeah,
Canada. This is the weirdest.
yeah,
What the
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
is going on? But I don't
yeah.
even understand how you become a Niners fan and a Mets fan at the same time. Are you
Well,
the only one who is both a Niners fan and a Mets fan? I
to
think.
to to my knowledge,
Yeah, I think you might be.
yeah, I'm a Niners fan. I've been a Niners fan since I was 6, man. So when my dad was teaching me the game, understanding what football was, he would talk about Jerry Rice this, Jerry Rice that, and I watched him play one time, and I just I've been a fan since.
Mm.
So and then as far as a Mets fan, honestly, being back in Jersey, I don't know. I like the underdogs, and they're usually an underdog type of team, and most of my friends that are baseball fans like me are all Mets fans too. So it's
Okay.
it's
Well,
nice to go to the games
I
together.
hope you're not betting on this deal to close because this is not one of those situations.
No,
I bet on the Mets before I bet on this deal closing, and that is saying a lot. Well, Chris, you've been wonderful today. Thank you for pitching your deal. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. We appreciate it. How can the audience find you? Get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can find me on LinkedIn. My name is Christopher J. Correa, Correa. I'm mostly on LinkedIn, so that's where you can find me.
Mostly on LinkedIn. Okay, awesome. Thank you for coming on, my man. I appreciate you so much.
Of course.
I would take this deal and throw it out the door. Cool.
Fair enough.
Later.
Peace.
Thanks, Chris. Let's give Chris a round of applause for those of you guys who are watching. Thank you. All right, Niles. We're gonna have you jump on. Niles, you're going just by coming on today. I'm gonna ask you to unmute. There you go. By being on today, Niles is actually the person who's been on this show most already. Look at that,
Right.
2 for 2.
That's right. Two
Taking
people.
full friggin' advantage. We love it. Thank you for coming on again. Your time starts now.
All right. So I have an 18 unit deal in North Bergen. I have the NOI is 250,000, expenses is 100,000, and the gross is 350,000. I actually know no more about the deal. He sent me no more information. I was going to pitch a different deal, but he just sent me the expenses and everything just now. So I'm like, oh, this is fun. I don't know anything about this. So let's go over it.
Okay, 28 seconds. Holy shit. Okay. And we could have stopped it at 19 seconds in. That was okay. So we have an 18 unit deal in North Bergen, which is a wonderful location. Got a lot of people pitching Jersey deals. Okay, we love it because thankfully I'm in New Jersey. This makes it easy for me. You're making it too easy for me, everyone.
Come on now.
I appreciate that. So, by the way, before we even continue, Niles, how do you think you did? And audience, please rate Niles' pitch. Put in the chat below. Rate it 1 to 10. Niles, how do you think you did?
1 out of 10. When I tell you I had a different deal lined up, but this guy just sent me like just the expenses and NOI and everything like 10 minutes ago. I was like, hey, all right, I might as well just pitch this. So I knew nothing about this deal. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. So probably like a 1.
Okay,
You know?
one out of 10 from you. Okay, I wonder what the audience is going to say. So, 18 unit deal, netting 250,000. Did the guy give a price? Did he give any?
Yeah, he did give me a price. He said no lower than 4 million.
No lower than $4 million. Okay,
Yeah.
so we're a little bit over a 6% cap rate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's see. And absolutely no other information in regards to like unit breakdown, unit mix, or anything like that?
He literally just sent me rent 350, expenses 100, net 250, no lower than 4 million.
Okay, and also, by the way, anytime a person does this, the big thing I like to go, or at least think about, is like this person is clearly not including vacancy rates. This person is clearly not including management, probably not including, maintenance, right? So I need to add all that. Right. So, if the income is 350,000, I need to take off at least 5% management, 5% vacancy, and 5% for maintenance and repairs. So I got to take off another probably 15%, call it around 45,000 roughly. I think it's 47.5 exact. 47.5. So, or maybe, 37, 52.50. There you go. 52.50. So I take off another almost $50,000. Okay. Let's just go around rounding. So that means the real NOI is really, as per a bank is probably going to evaluate this, is really like 200K.
Yeah.
Okay, not even 250. So we're looking at a straight 5 cap or thereabouts, or even a sub 5 cap. I'm thinking right off the bat, let's do some mental math, everyone. So I'm grabbing my handy dandy calculator. Let's do 200 grand at like an 8% cap rate. It's 2.5 million. That's probably where I'd start. Honestly, maybe you can get as high as, I don't know. I don't even know if I like it at $3 million, honestly. And my feet are, I'm like digging in my heels here.
Yeah.
I like this deal a lot. $3 million. What is 3 million divided by 18 units? 167 a door. 167 a door, in my opinion, I still think it's actually a fairly reasonable deal at 167 a door. The problem is North Bergen, I believe, has bad rent control, terrible rent control. I'm pretty sure they do. It's either Bayonne that doesn't have the rent control or North Bergen that doesn't have rent control, and I don't remember off the top of my head. Maybe we should look it up. Let's look it up as a team. Let's look it up.
Let's see here.
North Bergen rent control. Let's see. Let's see. The ordinance is intended to repeal and replace rent leveling ordinances in the township of North Bergen. Okay. North Bergen's rent control ordinance permits allowed rental increases of up to 2.5% annually. Okay. Well, that doesn't sound great. Hold on. We're just going to confirm here. Okay. Yeah, it looks like to me that, yes, there is rent control in North Bergen. Sucks to suck.
Hey,
North Bergen, by the way, I'll say this repeatedly, I fucking hate rent control. Rent control is the dumbest thing ever created. I think it just absolutely does not help the people it's meant to help. Spend more money, take more money, and give it away to those people to have better housing if necessary, but do not rent control properties. It is just freaking stupid. It forces landlords to make very stupid decisions. Okay, so 200 NOI. I think we offer 2.5, maybe $3 million on this deal.
Yeah.
Anything more than that, I honestly, I don't even know if I go to 3 million, maybe 2.8 at absolute most. So if you want to write him a check for 2.5 million, let's see what he says.
all right.
$4 million just sounds absolutely asinine to me. I think 4 million is how much a door? What are we at? 4 million divided by 18. Guy's asking for 222 a door. I'm gonna say no, thank you.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Rent controlled. No one likes this crap. $2.5 million. Take it or leave it. Everybody else listening to this, what are your thoughts on the deal? Drop it in the chat box down below. Want to hear your opinions. What do you think about this deal? Rate the deal 1 to 10. Let's see what you think. What would you offer on this property, by the way, audience? I would love to hear that. Niles, what would you offer on this deal?
I'm thinking I might go. I really don't know the area like that. It seems like you know the area, and it seems like you said it might be good. Maybe 2.5.
It's definitely a decent area for sure.
Yeah. Maybe like 2.6, 2.7 at the most. Just this kind of.
Okay, we're starting a bidding war, and it's only the two of us. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to go up, we can go up. I don't know.
Great.
I'm a broker,
Okay.
I'll go
No,
up.
I'm liking your range. Somewhere in that range, I'd like to have it. I think we offer 2.5 to start, but love it. Okay, cool. Well, look, best of luck on the deal. Niles, how long you been in the business?
Almost 2 months. Still almost 2 months. So
Okay.
going at it.
Love it. I know you were here last week. We were talking about your amazing tennis ability.
Oh yes. I'm glad you said that. Superb. I'd say actually. Yes.
Yeah.
Very good.
Are you still playing regularly?
Oh, 100%. Gonna go play tomorrow. And then pickleball the next day. Got to join the dark side. So.
Okay. Well,
Full
yeah. I was
day
gonna say,
lineup.
have you been playing pickleball? That's really I'm not very good at tennis, but pickleball, I'm pretty decent at.
I saw your Instagram story that you were playing with your wife.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. We gotta play. I'll get my girlfriend and we gotta do some.
Playing tennis?
Yeah. Tennis or pickleball, whichever one.
Yeah, I've played pickleball with my wife several times, and I played
Yeah.
tennis with her once, and she was not thrilled about how hard I was hitting the ball. Basically treating it like baseball.
No,
And
trust me, my girlfriend is the exact same way. They just can't handle the sauce. You know what I mean? We can't pull punches.
yeah, you can't. I agree.
Come on.
Yeah, when you come down, if anyone's here in Miami, I'd love to play pickleball. Anytime you come down here, I'm down to play pickleball. I'm down for that. I'll always play.
Mm-hmm.
What else did we not learn about you last week, Niles?
I don't know. I go to the gym. I like video games.
What's your video game of choice?
Right now, sadly, Overwatch and then Valorant. So like Overwatch and Valorant are like my two games.
You're like a shooter guy. You like
Yeah, oh yeah, always have been ever since Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Ever since Call of Duty.
I respect it. Okay, I can respect it. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I definitely didn't peg you for one of those weird games where it's just like playing like a love game or something like that. I
Oh,
I
yeah,
can
no,
respect the shooter game.
Oh,
I can
oh,
respect the shooter games. It's weird. I came to Florida. I've never shot a gun ever in my life. Come to Florida, and all of a sudden now I own 2 guns.
I love it.
I'm an official resident of Florida. I guess it just comes with when you come down here, they give you an ID and a gun.
Well, what are your two guns?
I have a Glock and a SIG P320.
A
I
six.
have a Glock 45 and a SIG P320.
P3.
Yeah, this thing is beautiful. I got to show you. I'll show you. I'll share it with you. This is what I just bought. I bought a Sig
nice.
P320 Spectre Comp. This thing is a gorgeous, gorgeous gun. I'm going to share my screen for a second just so you can all see this. Absolutely
Yeah, this is
amazing.
nice.
Yeah, this is what I decided to buy. Hold on, let me see if I can. No, that is a weird way to do it. Yeah, so I just turned 30 and I said I'd buy myself something nice. So this is what I
Yeah.
bought.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, that is nice.
Yeah, except mine's black all here instead of gray. It's actually all blacked out. It has no gold on it, but I was going to put in the gold. But mine's black on black. But yeah, anyways,
Yeah. Oh, I
when you
love
come to
that.
Florida, apparently you just end up shooting a bunch of guns.
Well,
Super,
yeah.
super,
That's
super
why it's
fan.
such a great state. That's why it's such a great state, you
Yeah,
know.
Aggie says I have to go fight the alligators, so that makes sense. So okay, playing video games, you play
Yeah.
tennis. What else do we not know about you?
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty much my day. It's just real estate at night. I go to the gym. And then at later that night, I'm either doing real estate or I'm playing video games. You know, that's kind of like what I do.
I get
Like,
it. I mean, like the headset basically reaffirms the video games. I can
oh
definitely,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh yeah. No, I'm a gamer. You know.
I can respect it. I was for a gamer for many years. I love it, man. Well, listen, thank you for coming on. Thank you for supporting the show.
Thank you.
Best of luck on this deal. $2.5 million. Let's give him an offer.
Oh yeah.
Let's see what he says, and best of luck with that. How can people get in touch with you if they also might have a buyer for your deal?
Oh yeah, you can get in touch with me. I'll say Instagram first, even because it's my business Instagram. So that'll be Niles, Niles dot like a period co. So Niles.co for that. You can find me there. You can also find me on LinkedIn as well. That's also just Niles, Niles, and then DODD.
Love it. Well,
Yeah.
Niles, thank you for being on here. I appreciate it. Let's give Niles a little round of applause. Thank you. Thank you. Obviously, get in touch with Niles if you guys happen to have a deal.
Yes, yes.
Love it, man. Best of luck with everything, my friend. Of
Thank you.
course. All right. Who else would like to pitch a deal? Does anybody else have the desire, the burning desire in their heart to pitch a deal today? Who else? I feel like there's somebody out there, they're debating it, they're going back and forth, you're wishy-washy, you're thinking about it, you're like, should I do it, should I not? Who feels like they should just go for it? Take the plunge, just like a cold plunge. Close your eyes and jump in. Who wants to go for it? We got room tonight for one more amazing person to jump on into the Dragon's Lair tonight. Who wants to do it? Who wants to jump on in tonight? Anyone gonna be the last victim of the night? Anybody at all before we rock and roll today? Aiden. Okay, we got one last one. We love it. Aiden, thank you for volunteering. Can you be on camera, my friend?
I cannot. That's why I was holding off on pitching a deal. My camera, unfortunately, is not working tonight.
All right. Well, that sounds like somebody who's afraid of being seen.
I'm unshaven. Also, like seriously, my laptop is ancient.
I'm imagining unshaven. I am imagining with no shirt on right now. That is, you're just watching this, just a complete wreck. All right, Aiden, let's do this. Your time starts now.
If you have a buyer who's looking for a decent cap rate in a great location, I have a 6-unit mixed-use property in Hoboken. It's 11,000 square feet. You have 4 commercial tenants and 2 3-bedroom apartments. Currently, you're looking at an NOI of 241,000 with an asking price of 3.85 million, which is around a 6.3 cap. There is some value add potential. The area that it's zoned, you can potentially develop an additional 2 stories on the property. But as a stabilized property, you're looking at a decent cap rate in a fantastic location. If this is something you're interested in, please reach out.
Okay, 38 seconds. Woo! All right, let's drop it in the chat down below. Let's rate Aiden's pitch tonight. Scale of 1 to 10. Drop your number down below. How did he do? Put it in the chat box down below. And then Aiden, how do you think he did tonight?
I want to say like a 7 out of 10. I think I was pretty.
Why do you say that?
I've definitely pitched this deal out plenty of times and have done it publicly as well. So I'm very familiar with it and just keep to the nuts and bones. If you want to get into the tenant mix, I could discuss it a little bit further, but I think.
Did you say nuts and bones?
Yeah, nuts and bolts.
The nuts and bolts. Okay, nuts and bones. All
The
right,
meat and
guys.
potatoes.
The meat. I would. I think that we're talking about. I think we got too many of these different sayings mixed together.
Yeah,
It's just that
that's how
we
my
got
brain works
the
usually.
nuts and potatoes of this deal. Were really love it. Okay. Well, listen. All right. So let's talk about the 6-unit mixed use in Hoboken. Fantastic location. Absolutely wonderful location. You said it's 11,000 square feet. How many commercial? I see 3 commercial, 3 resi.
4 commercial, 2 resi.
Okay, 4 commercial, 2 resi. Okay, so funny enough, actually, to get better financing, typically you have to have 50% of the building as residential. So it definitely will affect the financing a smidge, not a lot, but definitely will affect it. But things to consider.
Okay.
Unless these are fucking the biggest 2 units you've ever seen, because I mean, technically it could be like, square footage wise, it could be 50%, but I doubt that
They
strongly.
are pretty large. I mean, you're looking at 3 bedrooms. I want to say they're above 1,100 square feet each, but it's still not 50% of the property.
Yeah, for sure. All right. 241,000 NOI. What's the best offer so far you've gotten on this, if anything?
Best offer I've had is 3.35 million. We were trying to negotiate up
And
to
the seller didn't take it. 241 divided by 3,350. This guy got an offer for a 7 cap and didn't take it.
no. I mean, it is Hoboken. There's a lot of like purchase prices that are very skewed. There's a lot of like 5 caps that are being sold, and I think that
Yeah.
was definitely influencing his decision.
Hmm.
We were trying to negotiate with seller financing, but because he has a loan on the property, the down payment needed to be above 2 million, and so it really just didn't make sense for the buyer.
Okay.
And that's kind of where we're at. At this moment, he doesn't really need to sell. He's not super motivated, but if he gets his number, he'll take it.
Understood. Yeah. I mean, these are the types of situations where I feel like a lot of realtors get really, really ingrained in these deals and they get like so attached and they're like, fuck, like I have to sell it. This is like, I think I can do this, oh, it's like a decent opportunity. And then they spend 2 years of their career trying to sell a deal that just never sells, right? This type of deal, I'm probably going to be, I mean, look, I think the 335 number is spectacular. I'm probably going to be in the high 2s, 241 divided at an 8 cap. Yeah, 3 mil. I mean, I think that's around where it's probably worth. I mean, this location could probably warrant a 7 cap for sure. Maybe, I don't know if you're going to get to a 6 cap. I really don't. I think that would be a very harsh stretch with the seller. Because like I see this as these 4 commercial deals are probably in long-term leases. I'm guessing they're not triple net, are they?
No, they
Yeah.
pay all share of utilities, just not common electric and tax insurance.
Well, see, like that alone, if we can get them to the same price per square foot, but they also cover all taxes, insurance, this changes the deal a lot, right? If they're going to cover all their expenses, which by the way, Hoboken is that's very common, right? To have retail tenants paying triple net numbers. So I feel like the landlord, this happens a lot, right? Where the landlord just kind of shoots themselves in the foot, crushing and killing their value of their deal by not structuring proper leases. I mean, it's a very, very problematic issue with mom and pop landlords. They just don't understand how important every single lease is to make sure you're as close to market value as possible and you have as clean of a lease as possible with renewals at fair market rent. Right? So many people just kind of screw themselves up. So what do you think about this deal? What are you thinking about it?
I think truthfully, at the given moment, I think it's probably best for somebody who has a 1031 and is on a time crunch to look for something at least stabilized in a good location. I think this probably could be a good fit for them, especially obviously a 6 cap isn't great, but it's Hoboken. You'll just continue to appreciate. I think honestly, It's about catching the seller at the right time where he actually is ready and motivated to sell, and then we can get him at a reasonable price.
Yeah, I respect that. I mean, where do you think's his best number? Where do you really think his best number is? Where do you think he can get this?
I think he needs to net at least 3.6. I think if we net him 3.6, we can absolutely get something done.
Okay, got it. So net 3.6 after compensation. So you're probably looking at least 3.7, 3.8.
Yeah.
Got it. So very little wiggle room. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look, these are the types of deals where like the only way to get there is maybe taking a look at the leases and maybe having an ability of renegotiating or seeing if anything's coming up, right? Because obviously you're not gonna be able to renegotiate if nothing's coming due. But if you have somebody who's coming up on their lease in the next 12 months, you can give them a call now and try to say like, hey, like, are you looking to stay? And let's sign a new lease now, and we can try to renegotiate a better term lease right away, especially if there's no extensions, obviously.
Absolutely.
If the residential units are month to month, obviously you can try to increase those rents. Hoboken also does have rent control, so that that'll be something to consider with the 2 residential units. But all in all, I do believe that the seller, Jesus Christ, I can't speak today. The seller is going to have to come down to some type of reality of something in the vicinity of like a 3.4 net to sell, or maybe 3.3 net to seller, and maybe you get this sold for 3.5. Because you got to be at like, look, especially with debt today, when you have a 241 NOI, did you also increase allocate vacancy management and maintenance, or no?
Management and maintenance, no vacancy.
Got it. So every single deal, you have to include some percentage of vacancy. Look, it's Hoboken, I respect it, but also it's retail. Like you could have, if you have, think about it with the lens of, when you have a little amount of units, think about how crazy this is, right? You have a 6-unit deal. If you have one tenant that leaves, think about it, if it's their largest tenant that leaves, all of a sudden the building's 30% vacant, right? 20% vacant, right? And they probably will be vacant for maybe 2 or 3 months. It's like, so if you go 2 or 3 months with 20% of vacancy, that affects your overall income drastically, right? So you can't have a zero vacancy rate. You have to have some percentage of vacancy, which I know hurts the deal. But it's just how the bank is going to view it. And if you're wondering about, better selling this deal, I always like to be honest. I don't like to sell pro forma, but I like to sell the truth. Be like, listen, like these are, again, if a tenant's under market rent, this tenant's under market rent, this tenant's under market rent, and their lease is coming due in 2 years, and they want to stay, and they're, they don't have an extension, you can get them up to market rent. Or these 2 tenants have been there for 30 years. They don't want to leave, blah, 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 but their leases are all up within the next 24 months. The 2 residential tenants are month to month, so you might be able to increase it there. You want to paint the picture of how to get to the increase of value, but by being honest up front. So, other than that, let's move into the, again, my offer, best and final offer for me is going to be $3 million. And again, I actually think that if he's not willing to come down, I would tell you right now, probably don't waste too much time on this one. You're probably also going to have to put down probably something close to 60% to even get to a debt coverage ratio that makes sense, to be honest with you. Especially with income today, with interest rates today, it's going to be quite tough. You might even have to be at 50 or 55%.
Understood.
Okay. Aiden, tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you been in the business?
I've been doing real estate in its entirety about a year now, almost a year. I started in December of 2023, so I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary.
Love that. Congratulations on that. Happy New Year.
Thank you.
I love to see that. And okay, so you've been in the business a year. You're based out of, I'm guessing, New Jersey.
Yes. I actually work out of the Keller Williams Jackson office, Monmouth Ocean.
Okay, love that. And tell me, what's the biggest mistake you feel like you made so far in your first year? What is something you realize later on, you're like, shit, I shouldn't have done that, or something you wish you could have done differently?
I think definitely organization and keeping track of my leads in the beginning would have been more helpful moving forwards in my campaigns now, and definitely keeping in better touch with my leads that I first got when I first started.
Why'd you have like a deal fall apart, or sell without you or something?
Yeah, I've had a couple deals sell without me, and I knew if I nurtured those leads a little bit better, I definitely would have had a better grasp and been able to.
Yeah. Yep, we've all had that happen. If we all got paid on the deals that were done without us, we'd be we'd be very wealthy. If we all got paid on the deals that never closed or were close to closing, we'd be very wealthy people, right? So okay, cool. I love that. Tell me a little bit more about yourself. When you're not selling real estate and you're shirtless on a podcast or on YouTube and not shaving, what are you doing?
I like to do photography in my part-time.
Okay, photography. Love that. What do you take pictures of?
I like to do a lot of landscapes. My girlfriend and I actually went on a road trip back in 2022 from New Jersey to California in a month. And I just took tons of pictures of all the national parks we went to. So we went to Badlands, we went to Yellowstone, Grand Teton. We did the entire Pacific Coast Highway from San Francisco to LA. We did Joshua Tree, we did Vegas, we did Colorado and Utah as well. So I just took a lot of landscape photos, and then I did like portrait stuff for some friends as well.
Okay, I love it, man. How long have you been doing photography for?
I started back in high school, so I want to say probably 7 or 8 years now. Taking photos of. I had a lot of friends in bands, so I would do some band photography, and then I kind of got a new camera.
You were in band and you were taking photos. You were so
No, no,
bad
no, no,
at
no, 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 like
instruments that
garage bands,
they
garage
gave you a camera.
bands, garage bands, not like high school band.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You were one of those that were garage bands? Were you in a screamo band?
No, it was more like a grunge alternative. Closer
That's
to
even worse.
like
That is even worse. Oh my goodness. So you go from grunge music to photography. What the fuck? That is like a complete 180.
Yeah, well, I used to play drums, and then I just didn't have enough free time in high school with sports and everything. So I liked photography, and so I wanted to still be in the scene, and that's kind of how I ended up.
Got it. Okay. So like is your photography a way of like bringing out your grungy screaming internally?
Less so now, but I still have some friends in some kind of like heavy screamo bands that I go see sometimes.
Oh my goodness gracious. It's just wild to me. Like, are you one of those guys who just likes going mosh pitting, like throwing punches in the middle of nowhere?
Not in the middle of nowhere, but
By the way, you are reconfirming my assumption of shirtless, not shaven. You are reconfirming it right now, my friend. Okay.
some context, I'm 6'1", I'm about 250 pounds. So you know what? I gotta keep my fist to myself, or else I'll really do some damage.
Yeah, if I stood next to you, I'd be up to probably like your waist. Okay, yeah, I understand. Yeah, you're swinging punches, I'm gonna get knocked the fuck out. Okay, so screamo, grunge bands, photography. Jesus Christ, what else? What else do we not know about you?
I like to watch a lot of movies. Me and my girlfriend are a big movie goers.
I'm a big movie guy. What kind of movies we like?
I like a lot of like horror and sci-fi and action. As Halloween has been approaching, been watching a lot of horror movies. I just saw the
Horror
Terrifier
movies.
3 in theaters.
Well, obviously, if you're into fucking grunge and screamo shit, you're probably going to be into horror movies. That makes sense.
I guess it's telling, yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty damn telling. I definitely wouldn't have guessed The fucking Notebook as you being your number one movie.
It's actually Brokeback Mountain, so.
Oh, gee, that's way fucking worse, bro. That is like the worst option you could have suggested. Jesus Christ. Okay, I am loving this. Okay, what is like? Do you have any like secret talents besides photography?
I play a couple instruments. I play the drums. I play guitar more so recently, just because drums are too loud, and I play a bit of piano as well.
Oh wow. Okay, good. Super musically inclined. Definitely doesn't sound like you've ever touched a microphone to sing, other than maybe grunge screaming.
Definitely cannot sing. I'm tone deaf as anyone.
Nice, but I love that. You can play 3 instruments more than I can. I love it, man. Well, listen, thank you for being on today's show. If anybody happens to have a buyer for your deal or any deal that you have coming up, how can they get in touch with you?
You can catch me at LinkedIn at Aiden Alverson. That's AIDAN ALBERSON. I'll put it in the chat. As well as my Instagram is A_Alverson. Although I have not posted content in over a year, and I do plan on making a real estate Instagram. So,
yeah, you were really making us want to follow you by saying all.
Yeah, my socials have definitely been low this past year. That's my goal for next year.
Okay, love it. Aiden, let's give Aiden a round of applause for those of you who are out there. Thank you for coming on here, man. I appreciate it a lot.
Of course, thank you for having me. I'll definitely have my camera on next week.
All right, I'm going to hold you to it.
Absolutely.
Make sure you shave. All right. Well, look, to keep things going, we've got a few more minutes here. If anybody else would like to pitch a deal before we wrap up today, just a quick reminder, we come to you live each and every single Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to bring you some of the best commercial real estate pitches, underwriting, understanding of what makes a great deal, and then obviously doing some fantastic interviews in the meantime and poking some fun. So if you'd like to continue to tune in, make sure you join us on YouTube. We post this live. And or if you'd like to be on the episode where you'd like to pitch your own deal, follow me on Instagram and make sure you can get access to the Zoom link. We go live each and every single Wednesday at 6 p.m. sharp. So make sure you guys are in the Zoom room 5 to 15 minutes early if you'd like to pitch your deals. Thank you guys for tuning in to the second episode of Henry Unfiltered. We're going to be live next Wednesday for another fantastic episode with a possible brand new guest. We'll see. And if you're interested in tuning in, make sure you guys either jump on the Zoom room and pitch your deals, or touch or follow us on or subscribe to the channel, I guess, on YouTube. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate it very, very much. We'll see you guys next week. Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys. Take care.